Oh wow, his AC.
Say hello to Paladin, the class you should play if you want to experience D&D, and also the bane of all DMs.
You're welcome.
It's a very easy class to break.
Champion Fighter Paladin multi-class. More common crits and smite when you crit, because
gosh.
of course.
I think that's part of the reason why clerics in Pathfinder 1 can be broken is because of increased criticals on a class that wasn't meant to be that heavy of a fighter kind of thing.
Yeah, that'd do it.
Because if I'm correct, in Pathfinder, you get proficiency with your god's chosen weapon.
Yeah.
And some of those weapons have increased crit chances. Combine that with the self-buffs you could probably apply, as well as any feats you can use to get heavy armor, and suddenly you've got the worst thing at early levels. But
Hey,
I've never played that game.
it went fine for us. Look at how many times you've one-shot Alex.
It's literally the only thing that happens. His character either doesn't ever get hit, or he instantly goes unconscious.
Which is strange, because I have, like, the second highest health of the group.
Well, it probably doesn't help that you typically can't get hit without a critical.
Also true.
Alright.
Yeah.
And you have recently made that problem worse.
Yes. Hey, I mean, I'll be ready to go back at it, but I think we still have a few weeks before that happens. Hopefully not.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it's any surprise to anybody what happened over Thanksgiving.
Everybody got sick.
Yeah.
The
Arizona's got it bad.
Ooh, lovely. I was just talking about food sick. I ate too much. I don't normally eat. I'm still suffering from it. I don't feel like eating anything for like the past 5 days. Like, I ate too much. I can starve for a few days.
Sustenance isn't important.
Yeah. Alright. Well, we've got as many players as we're going to get for how long we know. So I guess let's get into it, guys. And like I've been doing, you guys tell me what happened.
Came back
about
to
to
the
run after
city.
a guy.
Let's see. We were recruited. We were told, "Hey, there's a devil in the city. Go murder it." We were given evidence, in air quotes, for proof that we took the traitors down, even though we totally didn't.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. We came back, we turned things in, and then the monk went to his contact. And it turns out the contact was the one doing the messing with the cultists, not a devil.
But there's also still a devil in the city.
Apparently.
Yep.
And then the guy with a magical something or other, I don't remember what, got up to leave. And the monk ran after him.
Selton and Jason cast Detect Good and Evil like abilities. And Kozak knew that something was up when nothing was detected and detected magic, and that guy has magic. So that's where we're at.
Yes. Oh, and with everybody casting magic, I also ritual cast Speak with Animals.
Also, that guy's name is the name of the person we were told was the...
Yes. That was... yep. So yes, the last time we left off, I think it was exactly on the words that Darundi said was, "I bolt after him."
That sounds about right, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
This is our one chance. He's not here. We can take back hold of this situation.
He has entrusted control of his character to
me.
Cool TV. So At
don't
this
blame you
moment,
for what comes
it is
next.
your decision to decide how he bolts after him and what he does, as they are, after all, only about 5 to 10 feet away from each other.
Um,
Oh yes, and I'll throw this back on there for those who missed it.
I shouldn't have agreed to this.
You'll be fine.
I don't believe you. I'll be honest, I have no idea what he was planning for this to do. So this can only go poorlier than he was expecting. There's now a word.
It is now a word, yes.
It has been said.
Well, considering he rolled low on the intelligence thing he did, he's probably just gonna follow way too close to the guy.
Okay. Can I just select them both? So, yeah, like this.
Yeah.
I assume he would have a slight sense of discretion. Or do you think he would be just absurdly close?
Probably just absurdly close.
All right.
Based on how badly the roll went that he did, yeah.
Okay.
It was like a natural one.
It was, so
Yeah.
plop. Okay. So I will say make, what would this be? There's no way you're stealthing this, so make a deception check with disadvantage to see if he gets suspicious of the lanky man following him.
Alright, let me check skills. Oh dear. Deception, there's a list.
Alright. I
I don't expect this to work.
It'll be fine.
That was with disadvantage.
No, it wasn't.
So roll again. Oh,
Now
even better.
that I totally expect to fail.
What would a commoner's passive insight be? 10.
10.
Excellent.
Okay. So they get about here before Banner turns, concerned that a man is walking 5 feet behind him, intently staring at him. And he's going to call, "Guards! Guards!" Alright. So I'm not quite sure what's going to happen next. So yes, he's going to call guards and kind of start to panically flee. Because, you know, Dion is covered in muscle, and he's following him. As the rest of you also hear a call for the help of guards, which you can see through the windows. Some are moving toward the location.
The wolf child, so far has only experienced that when people call for guards, there's usually a fight. And so he's just gonna go over to see the fight.
Okay. So you can see a panicked man running behind some of the hobgoblin guards as the guards start to approach Dune. As the man goes, "I don't know what he wants with me, but he won't leave me alone. He's following me."
You don't suppose we should go help? I mean, I barely know the guy. I mean, if he gets himself arrested, we can try and get him out later. better to not make a name for ourselves out in the open here, right?
Maybe
Could be.
he'll figure things out.
Well, suppose it wouldn't hurt to go see what the ruckus is, and I'm going to start heading out to watch as well.
All right. So at this point, the guards have moved into circling Dune. What do you think Dune would be doing at this time? You can take it as loosely as you want to.
Let me check this. I don't know. I'm just gonna say he's gonna try and go back inside. This attempt has failed. Better to pretend it didn't happen. I don't know.
Oh, okay. That is a little suspicious.
I am aware. I don't know if he's aware, but I am.
Alright. He's gonna just start moving back. So the guards are gonna kind of step up. Oi! Let me go ahead and get the voice changer for hobgoblins on.
Hey, you're acting awfully suspicious after that. What's going on?
Had the wrong guy, sorry.
Oh my gosh, where does the light do so much? Alright. Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Oh,
Yes.
did we lose you?
No, I'm here. I can hear you.
Okay.
I'm just
Yeah,
like
we can hear you.
sitting. I was expecting something.
That's it.
Then
It's just had the wrong guy, sorry. Keeps trying to go back in.
okay. So that's another deception check. This time not disadvantage. It could be theoretically believable. But there's something worth. Well, he's lucky.
Did they roll worse?
No, I use passive scores when it comes to most contesting rolls.
That's fair.
Hobgoblins aren't known for being very insightful. He just beat the score, so they're like,
Yeah.
alright. Keeping an eye on you. And then they turn back and Banner's already gone.
Yeah.
They're like, whatever. Back to your patrols. No voice this time. Morph is too hard
Yeah.
to get consistent.
And Wolf just, where's the fight? To which Dune would probably say, "There's no fight. Go back inside," or I don't know.
No, that sounds right.
That sounds reasonable to me.
There was a genuine response from the hobgoblins hearing a half-orc call out, "Where's the fight?" Until they eventually just dissipate. They're back to their posts. Alright. I'll just select them. Ability. I will set them as visible. Nah, I'll just delete them. That tends to be easier. Since the patrols are hopefully not going to be necessary again.
Let's hope.
Let's hope. The rest is on you guys. All right. But Barry has slipped away at the moment, as the rest of you are allowed to reside in peace. The stage goes to you.
Well, that was disappointing.
Yeah. Well,
We're not dead.
regardless, that fellow has something magical, and I don't know. Is it worth
you-
investigating?
Could you tell what it was that was magical?
It was something along the school of divination. I think it was an amulet he had, something like that.
Yeah. I described it as an amulet, but it's more like kind of like a bone token amulet kind of thing.
Okay.
So not fancy golds, but bones and stuff.
Does it look like a fiendish artifact of some kind?
Looks more like a lucky charm kind of thing,
Charm. Okay.
carved of wood and bone.
Got it.
Hmm.
And
Interesting.
with that locket could be the thing hiding from the detect good and evil spell. Can't really know. Anyway. You good?
I'm sorry, I zoomed in and I saw Selton's portrait. He put glasses on.
It's beautiful.
You asked me to,
I know I did. I just didn't notice you did it.
and I found out how, so I didn't.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I try not to, but that was too... Okay. I'll get control of myself. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be the one being mature.
Nah, it's
No
fine.
one here is mature, except Squid. And even then, he just barely passes.
Okay. I'm sorry. You were saying.
I was just the artifact he has is divination. I didn't really sense anything else that could possibly have hidden in nature using that spell of yours.
So close.
But it could also be something. I feel like even if it was something else, I would have detected an aura of some kind. So it's most likely that token, as far as I know. Unless the other fellow that Dayun and Selton were meeting with, unless he has something to hide himself from detection, which I guess it could be broad enough.
I'll suspiciously eye the man playing in the corner.
I think he actually
He's
stopped
fine.
playing because the Sapphire Half Dragon started singing.
Ah, I'll still eye him nonetheless.
He's just tuning his lute.
Vision.
Doesn't seem to be doing anything too much. Like I said, just kind of tuning the lute.
Taking a look at him, does there appear to be anything weird about him?
Weird?
Yeah, like, I don't know, any strange bumps or anything on his body that I can tell?
Not.
Like, maybe the skin's a bit reddish in a certain place or something?
Which fellow are we looking at?
The contact fella.
Yeah, that would be. Because I know it was
This
Arton.
one.
Yeah. Arton was the one who.
This is just really irritating.
Give me.
He had like
Yeah,
a magic
perception.
flute, right?
Yeah, his lute gave off a magical aura.
Yeah, I guess it's possible.
I'd say if you want to kind of examine and see if there's any physical details, you can go ahead and do a perception check.
Eh. Oh,
All right.
well then.
Nothing that seems unnaturally twisted seems to appear. He has some hidden scars under his sleeve that kind of show, but they kind of seem typical of some kind of like slash wound or something. They're all defensive wounds, so very clearly not self-inflicted at least. But nothing special about them. Just signs of tougher days.
I'm gonna keep an eye on him.
I'm gonna walk over and ask him. Hey, excuse me, sorry to bother you, but what your loot there? What does it do?
This? Oh, it's just a little playing instrument. Why do you ask?
I'm knowledgeable in the arcane. I'm just curious about the nature of the magic in it.
Oh. All right. And he kind of leans over to be a little bit quiet about it, and he's like, oh. It does have some magical properties. It's a useful tool is all. It just improves the music.
Enchantment? Just that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Alright.
It's a beautiful loop, by the way, when you get a closer look of it. Very fine details, gold plating at places. Really nice.
It's a fine instrument, and that's enough to know that it's not what I'm looking for. Thanks for the help.
No problem.
I walk back.
Yeah. He just returns to tuning his lute.
I don't know why I think that's funny. It just is.
Okay.
So do we just finish whatever meal any of us are eating, or?
Yeah. If I'm correct, you were getting served meals. I think we took care of the coin for it though already, unless there's new orders. That's already been served, and you can finish up eating. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so dumb. I get guard broken and something. All the advantage I had is gone.
Right.
Kozak,
Yeah.
I don't remember. Do we have somewhere to sleep?
Not as of yet in this town, but I'm sure we could just rent a room. You okay there, Sultan? You looking for something a bit more secure?
I don't. Can we just not? Can we not do it here?
Okay.
I don't want to do it here.
We'll look for somewhere else. They spooked you good here, did they?
They took me into a room and interrogated me. I didn't even figure out what they wanted. They just said things.
It's rough. They let you go though, right? You didn't give up too many of your secrets.
I may have made an enemy.
Alright, well, provided we stick together and get more powerful, I'm sure this enemy will become more diminutive in relation to you.
You use
Sure.
big
yeah.
words.
You, it seems, barely know the language, which is... it's interesting. I wonder if I cast comprehend languages, if I'd be able to if you'd be able to understand more of my words.
Is an excellent idea.
What?
I think it just makes me understand. Get to speak them.
Yeah, something like that.
In simpler terms, need but ask.
Right.
Mr. Identh,
Yes.
I think you're welcome to join us at this table.
Oh, yeah. It seemed a little full. I suppose I could pull a chair up.
I couldn't help but notice that song you were singing earlier.
Oh,
Was that-
yes. Well, what about it?
It's just it's. Are you familiar? Are you familiar with the language it's in?
Which language?
Well, you
The
were singing
song.
in Celestial.
Ah, yes. I know the language. Do you?
I'm familiar with it. Yes.
Oh, nice.
Uh, I, what was it about? That's also
Oh.
Tyler asking because I can't remember the words.
Do the
Okay.
do the rhymes translate well to common?
You want me to sing it in common?
Well, can't understand it as it is. I'd appreciate it.
Sure. I can't promise the words would line up as well, but sure. And he'll pull out his lute and start playing.
Oh, are you?
And I find where it was. I think it was this one.
Okay. To answer the question about Jason's
Oh.
gladiatorial by demand, I
That's
think it's because
Iden.
he's a gladiator.
That's-
So,
That should have been Iden. Sorry.
oh, that was Iden. Okay, Iden, yeah, you would be able to get yourself room and board.
Okay.
With that, yes.
Is there another tavern like with room and board here in this town, or would we have to find? Are there like abandoned homes?
There might be abandoned homes, but when it comes
There we go.
to places with bed, it's the red drink is definitely. Let me see,
There we go.
because I think the red drink is really the primary one in this area. It's mostly a military town kind of thing, so most of the people are soldiers who stick at the keep. But as for empty homes, that might be a possibility to find.
All right.
That is one of the things I was curious about. As to this, do I? No, I don't. I'm not familiar with a chord.
Oh, it is the deity that I worship.
God
Oh.
of storms and wind and such, right?
Yes, exactly.
He's about battle as well.
Yes, you to fight fight the good fight, show your strength, win glory.
So you're of a religious. You're a follower. Or do you follow closely? Do you have any? I I'm not familiar with his the- with his followers. I would at least I've never noticed if I have met one.
Well, what would you like to know?
D- d- I, do you does he have any? How is his following? Is it a large following from other lands? Is it popular? Is it just one that's less
Oh,
looked upon? Is it? Oh, is it legal?
Well, I would assume it's legal. I haven't had a problem with that. As for the others, I would have to ask Josh if I would know that and if it is popular and such.
If I'm correct, because it's a large pantheon I stole from for this setting. If I remember correctly, Cord is the let me see. I got my chart here. Cord. Yeah, he was the god of athletics and sport, kind of a warrior god of good and such. He's actually fairly favored. Not so much by hobgoblins, but the other kind of armed groups that would exist in this area tend to either favor him or another god known as Tritherion. Especially amongst humans. Dwarves have their own gods. Yeah.
Well,
not popular down here. But
Okay.
not illegal.
I would communicate that information to Selton.
All right.
Well, that's terribly interesting. Did you, if how did you come about this faith? Was it one that you simply that your parents worshipped, or was it one you found more on your own? Did,
Oh, it was my parents, mainly my father.
You looking to convert, Selton?
no, not with what I do.
You're just interested in the knowledge.
I,
At this point, I just lean very close at Identh. Why are you blue?
Well, I see these are scales. I am well, one of my parents was a dragon, a sapphire dragon.
Just pokes the scales on his arm. What the?
He like extends out his arm so that he can feel it.
The joy about sapphire dragons is your scales are slightly transparent, but not. It's weird. I wanted to try and help give an idea of like the actual detail of what it's like, but it's so weird to describe. They are translucent like sapphires, but you can't see through into his muscle or bone. It is opaque after a point. There's like a thin layer that you can see through.
You're fully a half dragon.
Yes, I'm a half dragon.
It's pretty lofty.
Why why that? Why do you say that?
I don't know. Just seems weird that the spawn of any kind of dragon would end up in a place as terrible as this.
Well,
Dragons are mean.
we all have our origins, and mine is not too far. It's a little ways, but not too far.
Do dragons make for good parents?
Well, it was all right. Can't really say too much. I didn't exactly spend a lot of my time around them.
Oh, I apologize. You could continue.
Uh, it was all right. Not really sure what else you're asking, I suppose.
Yeah, I got one.
Do dragons? I'm not familiar with them. Was your father the dragon, or was that your mother?
Kengu, do you need something?
He's kind of like trying to reach. Yeah, I was about to say at this point you see a little fluff, the little feathered Kenku kind of approaching. Take their empty plates and ask them if they want a room.
I'll hand over the empty plates that are in front of me.
Okay. Just kind of piles them up. And sits blankly, kind of staring expectantly.
I'll tip the Kenku a silver and be like, I'm good without a room for the night. Thanks.
That was you were gonna have a room?
No, not gonna have one.
Not gonna have a room. Alright. Just kind of moves around. Actually, no, first it is gonna look to everybody else. Is anybody else going to take a room, or?
I think I'll take a room, if that's all right.
Just kind of gives a nod.
No room for me, thank you.
It's just another nod. Kind of awkwardly wanders over to the side to grab the plates on this side and then looks at Jason. Is he gonna take a room?
I'm gonna say no, because everyone else is saying no.
Alright. Alright. What about Wolfchild?
No.
Alright. So we've got one room. Alright. Then he makes his way back. Comes back shortly afterward. 5 silver for a room.
From Iden?
Yeah. Just kind of has its feathery hand out.
Yeah. Could I do 3 silver? 3 or
It
4?
just kind of sits there. 5 silver for a room.
All right.
It's a little hard to barter with a Kenku. I'm sorry. Okay. Then he'll return. Right. Let me see something. I gotta make a quick thingy. Oh, never mind. Okay. Why are they merged? What the? There are 2 people merged here.
The dwarf and the man have become one.
I was wondering where the dwarf went. He was supposed to be playing darts over here. Some time has passed, and a lot of the guests have made their way out. Do you think Selton will take a room, Cool TV? Or not
Dayun?
Selton, Diyun. Yeah, sorry. Still getting the names.
Probably.
Alright. Similar, it's just a 5 silver for a room. Alrighty. With that distraction out of the way.
All right.
It is getting later. in the day.
Kozak, maybe
Yeah.
we should go find a place now.
All right.
I don't.
I'm done
Yeah.
here. Let's head out.
Good night to you, Identh, Mr. Identh.
Good night to you as well.
The next night, we meeting here to discuss next plans or somewhere else.
Here works for me.
All right. Then I'm going to head out and look for like an abandoned building that me and Selton could hole up in.
Alright. Go ahead and make me, since the two of you are looking, go ahead and make an, I will say, make this an investigation check, just because that's what comes off the top of my head,
Okay.
with advantage.
Okay. Can do. 24.
Alright.
Nice.
You wander around the more southern parts of town near the wall, where more of the housing is,
Hmm.
and you're trying to check for empty homes till you finally find one house. The window has been left open a crack, and there is no light within. It does look, at least, to be empty.
All right. Well, let's scope the place out and see if we can lie up here.
That sounds good.
I'm gonna head in, take a look around, and if it's empty, then I'm gonna choose the sturdiest looking room to hole up in.
I will keep my hand on my crossbow, but yeah, I'll follow.
Yeah, I have my staff prepared.
It's a simple 2-room building, probably no more than about 20 feet in any direction. So a very cloistered and tight space. As you kind of search around the space, it looks as though none of the candles have been lit for quite a while. There's a bit of a rancid smell. It's just a simple living space for the main room and then a small bedroom to the side, which does seem to be the most secure room. There are no windows into the bedroom or anywhere other than the main door in.
I will pretty much as soon as we get in the house, light up my lamp, just so that I have a little bit of light going in.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. Well, if we're holing up in that other room, I'll just head in there, and once we're settled down, I'll cast alarm on the room, ritual cast it, and then using wards and seals, I will cast arcane lock on the door, keep us safe.
Okay. As you bunker in and lock yourself into the space, this room is the smellier of the house. As it appears, there is something in the bed.
Poke it with my staff.
Alright. It doesn't move.
Is
Slightly
there a
soft.
corpse in here? Huh?
There is a corpse.
Great.
There seems to be an old man who died in his bed. And nobody's bothered to check up on him.
Well,
He
You
is
wanna-
definitely going through the stages of decay. This is not a recent thing.
Remind me, thaumaturgy. I know there's one of the
Thaumaturgy
cantrips where you can.
increase your voice. It's prestidigitation that can remove smells or clean surfaces.
Okay. I
You
only
try
have
and shout the
thaumaturgy.
smell away, but I don't know if that would work.
No, this is.
Well, you want to help me get him out of this room at least?
Should we touch it?
Well, just keep the blanket wrapped around it, and I'm sure none of the decay will get on you.
What if it spreads the death to the rest of us?
Death is usually not contagious. Don't worry, this old
Do you
man
think-
looks like he died of natural causes. So,
Do you think he had a good dream when he died?
Probably not. He seems to have been clutching his chest upon death.
well, was he even asleep? That's the question, right? Let's get him out of here. I don't want to think about it too much.
Where do you think he ended up?
This one?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you think? Sorry. I'll help him get. I'll stop talking and help him get the
Yeah.
body out of here.
Seems like it's probably not a man. Ideally, he'd be with his god, right?
Ideally. So you take this corpse out of the room and can settle down and have yourself a somewhat comfortable night's rest.
All right. I still do that. I cast alarm and arcane lock on the door.
Yeah. Do you want Jason to be with you guys
Sure.
so we can just take care of his existence?
Yeah. As long as Selton's okay with that. The paranoid one, right?
That's fair.
It's fine. I don't distrust him like I distrust the others. You seem like you're not gonna stab me in the middle of the night.
Good way to measure your allies.
How likely
I
is it
think
to
so.
stab me?
Not being stabbed.
Alright.
I mean, if stab you, are they actually your ally?
So, Wolfchild, what are you doing about your sleeping circumstances? Because we had this interesting scenario play out.
I imagine I have a spot pretty close to town outside.
Alright. I wouldn't be surprised about that. This is kind
Yeah.
of your home.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, with that, everybody gets themselves a long rest. As the night passes by, some of you are awoken for brief moments during the night with the sound of heavy bolts being loosed from ballistae. And the calling and crying from the keep along the border. But nothing disturbs you directly, and there's no trouble that actually comes beyond the keep. For sake of understanding, Wolfchild, you know that this has been a common thing for the past 10 years.
Eh.
And with that, you get the morning. Rested and ready. And I assume meeting back up
Yeah, I assume so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sure.
Okay.
Uh,
Is your meeting back up? You can see. What time of morning do you guys think your latest character would get up? Kind of like early morning
probably
or
me.
close.
Oh.
Closest
Latest to
to-
wake up? Not me. Latest to arrive? Yes.
All right. So while everybody else manages to get back together and meet up earlier than normal, Wolfchild, on your return journey, you can see somebody returning to the tavern.
Recognize him from the other day?
Mhm.
Yes.
Cool.
Seems to be walking a little bit more confidently and calmly.
Yeah. As the large half-orc has like a small chunk of meat he carries in with him.
Just kind of backs up. And then keeps to the corner when he sees Dune still here.
All right. That's the fellow. You suppose we should try and follow him later, or should we just go up and ask him?
Does he still have the thing?
He still has
Um,
the little amulet on him.
he'll just call the guards again.
Which
He seems to have like a sack, which he eventually comes over toward the counter and starts to talk with Runa about.
Well, I mean, it's one thing to tail someone, but we could also just go ask a nice question about that amulet he's got there.
Did-
Posing ideas here. We can always. A group like this is hard to keep inconspicuous. Always send out one of us.
Bum, 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 bum.
Hmm.
The
I
bag
think
is
we'll kind
transferred.
of start walking over and go and sit down and then try to make a casual conversation with him.
All right. You
Like,
catch him in the middle of what seems like a really poor poem about comparing the barmaid's appearance to that of a bright summer's rose, but he's butchering it every step of the way, and it's pretty terrible.
After he's done, what is the expression on the barmaid's face?
You don't even need an insight check to get the feel that her expression is that of she is used to this.
I will pat him on the back and say, "Nice try, brother."
What are you talking about? She just kind of returns to get. He's like,
That poem there.
yeah. You think it worked on her?
Maybe.
I was tempted to say make a deception check on that one, because whether you believe it or not, I don't think your character does.
Do you want me to make a deception
Yeah,
check?
do it. Why not? It's only the difference between keeping his hopes up and crushing his dreams. Alright, I'm gonna do this. Just to see. Alright, because everybody's rolling 10s. I'm gonna add a little variety there. Alright. He kind of smiles and he's like, yeah, thanks. I'm sure it's good. And then the dwarf next to him just gives him a solid slap on the back and goes, "That was terrible!" All you need to do is bring back some fine kills. He kind of looks at the bag that he had and he's like, "They're not my kills. I'm not that kind of person, you know." And he's like, It's kind of gives a shifty-ish kind of look, and he's like, and then he leaves. And then starts playing darts in the corner.
So, what's your name, fellow?
Mine?
Yeah.
I'm Banner Cameron. Karam. My mouth just flabs. Karam. You can actually see now some faint details. He has slightly pointed ears. He looks like an elf to you. But he's got a bit of a scruffy beard.
It's a nice amulet you got there.
Ah, this?
Yeah.
A lucky charm is all.
Did you get it from like your parents or find it on the street? Something? Oh.
That's all. It was made for me. I bought it from some crone, the old hag down in the market. Said it would give me good luck in my love life. Don't think it's working much.
Well. So during this time, Aiden is going to try to get a good look at what the amulet looks like.
So it's a set of a few what seemed like small animal bones, about 2 on either side of a string. In between them is a larger kind of carved wooden object. The original bone doesn't seem identifiable to its origins, but it seems to have carved into it some kind of eye-like image. So just a singular eye. That's all that seems to be present for its design. It's a simple cable, a few bones, with a carving in the middle.
Fascinating. Well, maybe our paths may cross again. And they'll go and go back over to the table up here.
Alright. On your way out, you can see Runa return the barmaid. She seems to hand him a few coins, and then he hands over the food, what seemed to be in his sack, which you kind of noticed was probably some fresh meat. Or at which point she just returns to his job, and he slumps past you guys and pulls his dwarf friend aside. And they start chatting. Okay. That's all the changes that happened so far with him.
Well,
Oh no, the captain wouldn't be here.
I don't have any sort of spell that detects magic. Who was it that found the magical?
I did. I'm a wizard. I can detect magic.
Do you know if it's still magical? I mean, I would assume it is, but
I could cast it again, suppose. Suppose I'll take some time and cast detect magic again.
All right. So you've let out your arcane feelers, and again, you pick up the presence. Oh, he shouldn't be over there. He's actually upstairs asleep still. And this time, you only pick up the presence of one magical presence, and that being on the elvish-looking guy at the back of the room. His amulet is the only thing that pops up.
Yep. Hasn't lost its magic.
all right. Well, what do you guys want to do about it?
Well, did he give you any info on where it came from or what it is?
Yeah, sort of. Not really.
Sort of.
I'm pretty sure it lied. About
Well,
where it came from. So,
sometimes lies can be sprinkled with truth.
perhaps. Considering his success with the barmaid, I don't think so. He said it would improve his love life, and it didn't really do that.
Did he say where he got it from?
Did he? I don't remember.
He claimed it
Like-
was from the from one of the old crones here in the town's market.
Yeah, he said he got it in the market.
Did he say what he gave for it?
No, not that I remember.
Would Kozak know anything about hags?
I would say on surface level, that's kind of like the usual kid stories. They kidnap children in the night and eat them. They have homes made of gingerbread, things like that. Some people get claimed to be hags and burned alive, but
Eh.
Okay. And the emotions of Marhath, they mentioned that it was other. What did they call it? They called it
an
the other
outsider,
outsider.
which is a common term to refer to any extraplanar entity.
Right. Okay.
Most often in reference to devils and demons.
Right. So those people, the emotions of Marhath mentioned it was an outsider, which makes it most likely a fiend, right? So the idea that a fiend would give him a token to improve luck with love life, it would most likely turn around and become some negative turn of fate in some way. But I don't know.
Mr. Wolfchild,
Huh.
could you do me a favor?
What?
Could you come up with some excuse to hit me?
Okay. I punch him.
Roll attack for that.
Let's see. Where is?
It seemed
Since
like
he was
the
both
excuse
surprised
was
and
instinct.
asking for it, I will say it is with advantage.
Oh yay. This is technically the axe, but I don't care.
Yeah, that hits me.
So that's, if I'm correct, a
So
total
long as you
of
have
10 or 5 points of damage.
it's more than the glass did to me.
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
pull that
5
into
is
there
right.
so I can just drag that into your. Oh, you already put it on your character.
Oh.
Good move. No, it's good. It's good when you handle that. All right. Yeah, he just gives
I
you a solid
wasn't-
smack.
I was not expecting him to hit me that hard, so I assume it's pretty stinking big.
Oh, yeah. There's a solid whack. You smash into the table. There's a bit of a reaction from some of the people. The dwarf misses his first ever dart throw that he was paying attention to.
We'll start to walk away. I'm gonna walk over to this corner of the room and just sit down. Just, tend to my wound. And I'm gonna use this as an excuse to try to listen in on his and the dwarf's conversation.
All right. Give me a perception check.
Yeah.
All
Not
right.
bad.
You can hear between the two of them, the elf-looking fellow. He's talking about somebody out of town who's coming. Like, yeah, they say he's a big thrower. You should be prepared for him. And the dwarf's like, nobody can throw better than me. Hey, by the way, where you been getting all that coin? I'm still curious. And he's like, it's a job out of town. Just little visits. I mean, I still have to do most of my work with what was his, Cantor. He's like, that weird hunter out of town, out on the edge. Don't get that guy. Don't get what you see, making friends with him. He's like, meanwhile, Banters just kind of shrugs it off, waves it out. He's like, he's an alright guy. He just doesn't like people much. That's kind of the bulk of their conversation, though about around this time, a new figure comes down, a little gnome joins their table. And starts asking him, so, the new poem work? And just begrudgingly goes, well, some people think it might have, but no, I don't think it did. It just kind of falls into this casual conversation between them all.
So I assume I get the sense that he's pretty well known around here. He's regular enough to have a lot of friends around here.
He seems to have, at the very least, a few people he particularly can talk freely and open with.
So what was the name of the person he's seeing outside of town?
Kenter
Okay.
was the only name granted. Some kind of hunter who lives outside of town.
Sounds familiar almost.
Almost.
I don't get which outside the town he's referring to, do I?
They don't seem to speak of specifics on like inner or outer border.
Yeah.
They're
All
just
right.
chatting. No. Yeah, it is. There's always more behind the scenes, but for all you can gather from this conversation, at the very least, these three are pals. And it seems to be mutually through banner, not to each other. The dwarf and the gnome don't seem to have any particular care for talking to each other, as they both only refer to him for the most part during the conversation.
I'm just gonna keep rubbing just gonna give some fake nasty looks towards the half orc, but they're gonna be. I don't think I can make it convincing.
It's like an over-exaggerated, how could you?
But yeah, and it's just me, just sitting there, just rubbing myself just rubbing where you hit me.
Yeah.
In the
Also,
face.
a part
Warm.
of that's reality, just because it hurts so much. I just
yeah,
like
it was
tap
a solid punch. He can hit hard.
That's gonna be a bruise tomorrow. Oh, that's gonna be a bruise in an hour. Oh.
A little bit bigger. All right. About once that conversation is done, they do start to make. Banner seems to say farewell to them. The gnome girl seems to return up to her room as quickly as he's done. He starts to make his way out.
Hello.
Says he has to meet with somebody. Hello.
One of the missing people has
Yeah.
arrived.
Finally here.
Finally. Let me just clear your character so you can claim it.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Everyone is except Durundi.
Yeah.
Some people are here.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember. Is there anybody else who isn't here? It's just
everybody's
Durundi.
here except Durundi.
Okay.
Aw, dang it.
Everyone except the actual punching one.
Hey, you just gave me a good solid punch.
And
Yes.
he'd be better at it.
He would be. So Banner starts to make his leave as he passes all of you.
Okay, guys. So I got a really good look at his amulet. I can track it.
You know, locate object?
Yes.
Good.
I saw your message. It's straining your intelligence to come up
Yeah,
with
he
this
has a
plan.
6 intelligence and he's coming up with this plan.
I didn't realize this intelligence was 6.
Everybody's got a weakness.
He and I just happen to have the same one.
That's
I'm
awesome.
looking forward to intelligence saves.
I mean, it's not a bad plan, but
No, it's not a
It's
bad plan.
not. I'm just thinking.
Remind me, it has about 1,000 feet of range?
I don't know, but it's pretty long.
All right. Well, regardless, we should be able to stay pretty easily out of sight and follow him where he heads. He just came back with spoils from somewhere, so it might not be reasonable that he's heading back there right away, but he could be.
Come back over now.
You find out anything, Selton?
Yes. Do you have to hit me so hard?
You said to hit you.
You didn't have to. You didn't have to ask the half-orc barbarian to hit you.
He just seems like the obvious choice. My friend has a contact outside of town. Some
That could be-
hunter fella. Some hunter fella named Kentar?
Is that name at all recognized to me?
Do you pay attention to people's names? I think is an important question.
Yeah, no, not really.
Then no.
Do I recognize that name?
Are you a local here?
I would say I've passed through a couple times.
Then I will say you can go ahead and make a history check.
Okay.
Does it mean anything to me? More specifically, do I like? Does it seem like it means something in a different language?
It doesn't seem to mean anything in a different language.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know what this is.
Well, I think we should figure out where this fellow is and just do a little bit of investigating.
I don't want to get punched again.
Don't ask for it.
I'm not going to. You hit really hard.
That's the idea, yes.
I think you broke something.
That's the idea.
At least it was convincing. Just gonna keep rubbing it.
So what are you guys doing?
So, should we follow him now?
Yeah.
I've got nothing else to do right now. Keep at a good distance, far enough they won't notice. See what happens. And if that spell of yours doesn't work, then we know that it's a more generalized protection against the divination or location, that kind of thing.
All right. So I have a flavor for this.
All right.
I'll put it into
Maybe we should leave the tavern first.
chat because it's kind of long.
Well, it's easier to get that into the stream when
Yes,
it's spoken.
I'll say it as well. I lick my finger and say, "Guide me to the amulet, banner war." As I stick my finger in the air, the wind surrounding my finger gently blows in the direction of the amulet, banner war. If the amulet, banner war, is moving, then a small, harmless bolt of lightning appears right above my finger, which shows the direction of movement. And the symbol of cord shimmers a faint green as long as the amulet, banner war, is located by the spell.
All right. So it does manifest this faint green, and then the breeze dissipates, as it doesn't seem to locate it.
So I'll drop concentration and the...
Did we get a direction?
Nothing.
Nothing.
So,
not working.
It's probably what Kozak suggested. It's probably a protection against any sort of divination. Did I get the school right?
Yeah, divination, that sort of divine location.
yeah.
Something like that.
Right.
That makes it quite a lot harder, doesn't it?
I think it would, but we happen to have a hunter.
Wolfchild, do you think you could track someone through the city?
Yeah. And I'll just start following his trail.
Great. That's great.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
Oh, he's starting now.
He did say he was just going to start following the trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On your way out, you do see that he is actually talking, it seems, with a stout little dwarf. And as you're on your way out, he starts to part, and the dwarf's like, "Keep in mind what I said! It'll improve your profits, I swear!" It's like, all right. Okay. So you want to tail Banner?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
As I am an experienced tracker, I do know to keep distance from the thing you're tracking.
Yeah. You want to make me a... it won't be a difficult survival check. Average results tonight. That's weird. All right.
Yes.
So we are effectively no longer able to use a map for this part of stuff.
Cool.
Okay. As you follow Banner, he travels out southward out of the town. You're following his tracks, so you're not necessarily keeping a constant eye on him as much as maintaining a good tracking distance.
Yep.
He seems to go out toward the edge of the town, wherein he meets with a person. There's another kind of human-sized figure. He is dressed in kind of some fur and some leathers. He has a bow slung over his shoulder. Kind of that's not the right character. He kind of has a hairiness to him, it would be. Kind of a not long, but kind of mangy kind of hair on the sides of his face. Not well kept, kind of very greasy kind of fellow. And as they kind of stand out near the gate, Banner hands this person. Yeah, he has kind of. He kind of hands him what seems to be, or coins. Yeah, it's a little bag, and he just kind of starts dumping out some of the coins. They, from where you are, you can tell that they are neither gold nor silver. And there's a pretty big handful of them.
How long has it been since we left the tavern?
I'd say it only takes about like 5 or 10 minutes to get out to this point. Let's
5
go
or
on
10
the
minutes.
shorter side, so about 5.
Pretty important distinction. 5 minutes? All right, so then
5
tech
minutes.
magic will be up. But I guess I'm still pretty far away. But if we get closer, I can see if this guy's got anything.
Okay. Do you want to try and sneak up closer to
No, not
see
with the
that?
group.
Not with the group.
Not without the group.
Not without the group. Oh.
Sticking with everyone.
Well, what's the
I
group
need
going to do?
I
Can
assume
you-
we're still following?
They've stopped at the gate of town.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Sorry.
just taking a moment to chat.
Yeah. Which gate is it? Is it the one I missed that? I'm sorry. Which gate was
It's
it? Was it
the-
the
I said southern. It's supposed to be eastern or western. I can't get my directions today. It's supposed to be the western one, so it goes back into
Okay.
the empire.
Okay.
Sorry guys, kind of slipped my mind. Are we trying to kidnap him, or
We're just following.
that's it?
We're just
He's the one that the Marhath fellow sent us to get. But
wait. What are we doing?
Oh, so he wants us to kill him.
as far as we know, they mentioned this fellow by name and said he was touched by an outsider. But seems naive, harmless, kind of bumbling. It's unclear.
All right.
Do you remember if they told us to kill him or not?
They wanted him dealt with directly, so I'd imagine that that's all they wanted, right?
Okay.
Well, I guess maybe we should like set up a perimeter somewhat.
Let's wait till we don't have to deal with guards.
That's true, yeah. Then we have to somehow get him outside the city.
Is he doing anything weird at the gate?
No, they're just chatting. Honestly, the more conspicuous of the two is the hunter fellow, Kenter, who seems to nervously eye the area. Anybody who comes nearby, he kind of shies away almost like a frightened pup, ready to bite.
Does he kind of remind us of Wolfchild a little bit? Like,
I dare to say, does anybody have the ability to remind someone of Wolfchild? He seems to
I
be
am
just
a
a
unique creature.
hunter. Human, it seems.
Yeah. And do I recognize him at all?
From time to time, he doesn't like staying in the town. He tends to stay out within the Greenlands outside of the city.
Well, he certainly seems more conspicuous than Banner, and Banner's not going anywhere. He stays in town, so I think it'd be more important to follow this fellow. And
he's doing. We need. I don't. We need to figure out a way to get him outside of the city.
Banner? Or the other fellow?
Yes. The Banner.
What for?
I don't want to do anything in the city.
Okay.
Does he look like? Does Banner look like he's gonna leave the city, or does he just look like he's gonna chat and then go?
He seemed to hand over some copper coins to this other guy. They're chatting, and he does seem to be pointing back toward to town.
Well,
about, I'd say around this point, they've started to break off and are waving each other.
How inconspicuous is this area?
This area is the western gate. So there are about 2 guards on either side, and then of course there's the tower postings above as well.
Okay. I think we can follow that hunter fellow, or we can follow Banner somewhere conspicuous, and then take
Maybe we should split off before we're noticed. Or is that too late?
That roll was to determine something else, but
Okay.
but that will be coming soon.
Or we could. Was it easy for us to get into the city from the Empire side?
Yes. The Imperial side is not lock and key and proper passes.
We can just kind of. Oh, sorry.
It's open basically all day, and then of course closes at night.
All right. We could always try following this hunter fellow. Yes.
I think it's the better idea. We would always be able to find Banner again. He seems predictable.
Sure, yeah.
Think he'd notice a group of this size, wouldn't he?
Not if we stay far enough back.
If we can...
It just seems like an unnecessary risk we don't have to take. Maybe we just have a few of us go after this hunter fellow.
We don't know anything about this fellow. If he truly is a devil of some renown or power, then I would rather not make our numbers lower. If we can at least get far enough away that the guards nearby wouldn't notice, then I think an altercation would be okay. But of course, we don't have to aim for that. We can always aim for being inconspicuous.
As long as we can get him into a building, then we're good. Less guards.
Maybe someone should stay behind to keep an eye on Banner.
You worried that Banner is more than he seems?
I'm worried he might try something.
It's possible.
So what are you doing?
I'd like to go after the hunter fellow, but I'd understand if we went after Banner instead.
Oh,
I trust
we
Kozak's
should.
opinion. I think we should go after the hunter fellow.
Hunter fellow does seem, I guess, probably a more interesting choice.
All right.
Josh,
Yes.
does it seem like, from like body language and like the way that Banner and the hunter fellow are interacting with each other, does it seem like that they like frequent, that they've like seen each other like a lot before? Or...
They seem pretty buddy-buddy.
Okay. I'm guessing that that hunter fellow might be able to give us some information on like Banner's residence, like where he lives.
Yeah.
All
think
right.
the hunter is far more paranoid, competent. I think it's better go after him because he seems to be the bigger threat. And of course, I mean, I would know that surface level appearance doesn't exactly mean anything, but it's what we have right now. That quote token that he has could always, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be harmless, if you know what I'm saying.
How far away are they from us?
Banner would be heading technically in your direction. Maybe I'll say for the sake of it at this point about 40-ish feet in your direction.
Let's leave the city. Let's leave the city right now so we don't look suspicious.
I'm gonna use my divine sense.
Divine sense.
Yeah, might as well.
You reach out, and like last time, something seems to be denying you the ability.
Oh right, I forgot about that. Yep.
Divine sense only lasts for like a moment, right? It's like a
Yes.
turn.
Yeah. So it's as though his sense is being rejected the ability to start.
Let's leave now.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
Start heading out.
It's cool.
All right. Toward who are you following or what?
Try and stay far enough behind to be inconspicuous. Wolfchild can again try and track him, but I'm sure this guy's harder to follow.
All right. So go ahead and give me everybody give me a stealth check.
Ooh.
This ain't gonna be good. Okay. Yeah, that's better than I thought. Oh. Dang.
3 and a 2. That's rough.
Yeah. That would have been a 3 with advantage. Like rolling a 3 with advantage.
Yeah.
It's not even that much different.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, great.
Oh. Alex, I think Dio needs to make a stealth roll.
Oh yeah. He gets that. There we go. Jeez.
He was so
Dang.
The time
stealthy.
he isn't here, he rolls high.
He
Yeah.
was so stealthy he almost didn't need to roll the check.
Yeah.
Freaking stealth characters.
All right. Let's Okay. So, as you start to follow this guy, he wanders out of town just a little bit. And as you follow him, it's just a few moments. You start tracking him. Once you're somewhat beyond the walls, he darts. Just straight up runs.
All right, follow him.
Running after him, I guess.
How far away is he from us?
For a good distance, you'd at least be about 60 feet away.
Okay, I'll cast command on him.
You're going to try and command him.
Yep, I'm gonna command. I'm gonna point my finger, yell out, grovel.
Alright, that is a wisdom save, right?
Yep.
Alrighty. So I'm just going to try here. Okay. Ooh, what is your DC?
13.
13. Alright, he starts running and then he drops to the ground.
Haha.
All right, we don't have long. Command only lasts 6 seconds. Oh.
Yeah, rushing over to
Get
him.
him.
Yep, same.
Alright,
Yeah, action dash for the purposes of it, I guess.
you're near a nearby hill.
I run a little
Since
bit,
it's-
as I also try and cast sleep on him to see, try and gauge how strong. He is.
You're gonna try and cast sleep.
Yes.
Alright. I need to set the map properly. Okay. There we go. Bump. Boom. 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 Okay. Do I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, there we go. Alrighty. And I have to go ahead and just find my NPC. Okay, some of my NPCs. That actually might not be the right one. No. Okay, there's no stat block for that. I'll use this. Alrighty. So I just have to, I've got a map for everybody. Plop. Okay, which was the asset? Okay. For this guy. That'll not work. It's not scruffy enough. That's scruffy enough. So I'll use that.
Oh.
Alrighty. Plop. Okay. So it was about 60 feet. So he would have been about here-ish. You're close enough you could be heard from the wall, but you can't be seen anymore. If I'm correct, our caster for grovel and our wizard did not run forward to approach him, right? Because you had to cast.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I
you'll
didn't
only be
die.
30 feet closer.
Yeah, 25 on the dwarf.
Yeah. Okay, so you'll be able to get up toward him. Five, 10, 15, 25. Alright, so you cast sleep on where he is.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll those dice.
Sure thing. Wow, that's so bad.
No
Aw,
effect.
dang.
Oh wow.
No effect on anybody.
Dang.
Well, I would have cast it past, so it would only be on that guy.
Yeah. Still no effect, though.
Yeah, I figured. I don't think that a 2, a 2, a 3, a 1, and a 2 would have done anything.
That's a rip.
Really so terrible.
Wow.
As you start to approach, yeah, let's go ahead and get a nice little initiative roll going in here.
Well, this is not
Where's
going.
the- There we go.
Oof.
Oh, it was gonna go to that.
The
like,
curse
other
returns.
number.
It returns.
That's not possible. You're not playing a paladin.
I know.
Don't forget about Dio.
Too late.
Yes, he needs an initiative roll too.
What?
All right.
Table flip. This is the point where I just flip the table and leave.
Or you could just steal his character while he's not here.
How
That
does he
too.
stand?
All right. So,
Right.
as you start to approach and cast spells, Dune would get the first turn as he can hear the figure grumbling and groveling.
We haven't quite decided to kill this guy yet, so I think Gideon would go try to grapple him.
He's gonna try and grapple him. All right. That's checks.
Are we going to be aligned to squares?
You. Oh, that undid the lock. Snap to grid. There we go. You are now aligned to squares. Yeah, accept that.
Let's see. That is athletics, yes?
Yes. I need to make sure I know his.
That's decent.
15 should mean plus 3. Keeping the stat block. Oh, that's plus 2. So that will be just. That is pretty decent. But not enough.
Oh.
As he tries to jump on him and grapple him, what do you want? Leave me alone! Pushes him off. It does come to his turn. He is no longer groveling. He is going to... if I'm correct... Let me just go ahead and get a little bit of this. Because I have to throw down this. Because the hill does act as kind of an area of obstruction. Boom. That is a very small obstruction area for how large the hill is supposed to be. Let me just fix this up. I wasn't prepared for this specific scenario. Plop. Yeah, that'll do. Alright. Now I can lock that. Throw this into this size. Alright. Kind of takes a moment. Looks at the lot of you. You are armed. And he starts his turn by saying... I want to make sure I got the right words for him. You bandits have better leave me alone if you don't want to end up dead. And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then he will ready his bow. And that'll end his turn. Identh, you're up.
Could I run up the hill? Is it difficult
Yeah, you
terrain?
can go up the hill. It is for the first 2 squares, I would say. I did throw this together in like 5 seconds.
Okay, could I get to like there then?
You could, yes.
Okay, I'll use action dash and go there. And end turn.
Alright. Kozak, you're up.
All right. How important is it that we end this without killing this guy?
We
Probably.
want answers. I think we want answers. 'Cause I think that's what we're looking for.
All right,
I think so.
Okay.
All right. Better not regret this. I'm going to try sleep again, and this time at a 2nd level.
Alright, go ahead and try it.
38.
38. It's a good roll. You unleash the sleep. The miasma fills the area. He kind of swipes away and doesn't seem to be affected.
This fellow's a lot stronger than he looks. Proceed cautiously.
Dang.
That's my turn.
Alright. Jason.
All right. Let's see. Go about there. Action dash.
Full dash.
I'm so stupid.
Okay, you can actually drag your character to that location.
Why is
It'll
that?
tell you how many squares.
Oh, cool.
And then you can confirm it. Yeah, because I've locked movement.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so you can just drag to where you want to go. 60 feet. Alright.
Cool.
Yeah. Technically, I can even make the grid invisible, and that would probably work. Alright, that ends your turn. Selton.
Alright, so I am going to go ahead. Hold on, anyways. I was gonna cast on Identh, but now he's out of range. Well, I can. So it's difficult terrain for the going up the hill where?
First 2 squares you go up it, basically.
Okay, so it'd be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So going up to there.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead. Hold on, let me pointer. He's out of range. Or, you guys aren't. You definitely are. 'Cause that's 35 feet away.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and cast Bless on Diyun, Kozak, and Wolfchild.
Okay. So you can target Diyun, or no, that's me targeting.
How do I?
If we select you.
Oh, I thought I put the spell in here. Okay, give me a second.
Targeting? Who are you targeting?
It's Diyun, Kozak, and Wolfchild. It's just those 3 over there.
All right. I'll target them and then hit the spell on them. Okay, if I'm correct.
Thought I had the spell here, but I don't. So let me grab it really quick.
Plus. Okay.
Where's the thing about Bobber?
I'll drag it into your character sheet because I've got it up right here, and I'll just
Thank
hit
you.
the for you.
How would I apply that effect to be? Oh, you're doing it. Okay.
Yeah, you can target them with the target tool at the top, which might not always be visible And once all characters are targeted, you can just hit the effect button, the button next to effect, and it'll apply to targeted characters.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then as a bonus action, I'm gonna go ahead. It's my analyze enemy as a bonus action, right?
Yep. Easy peasy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that for him. Do I have to apply that to him as well, or is that just something for me to keep in mind?
I'm just gonna type a little poorly spelt analyzed into his effects so that I know it's there. But that's really just for your attacks right now, so
Yeah, so you can use your intelligence attacks instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah. Right now,
All right.
I don't. I have my hand on my crossbow. I'm just not. I haven't pulled it yet. I don't want to seem too hostile yet.
Alright. That ends
I
your
could have
turn.
used. Yeah, I could have used sage
We'll try
advice to make
You're up.
you succeed that freaking roll.
Alright, where do I pointer?
So you can drag your character if you want to figure out how far you're going to move.
Yeah. Just put that over there. Leslie, couldn't get all the way there because of difficult terrain.
Yeah.
He's just out of movement range. Yeah, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
ahead on the road and try and cut him off there. I don't have my axe out.
Okay. Dune is up. What is he gonna do?
Let's see, 40 feet. Probably gonna try and tackle him again.
Okay.
And also saying, we don't want to hurt you, we just want to talk.
Okay,
What makes
go ahead
you
and
an
make the roll.
outsider?
Let's see.
What makes him outsider, you call out?
Yeah.
Alright. Go ahead and
Okay.
make a persuasion check while he makes the grapple. Ooh,
Sure.
that's gonna be a hard one to beat.
That's a good
plus the
Alright,
D4.
he gets grappled.
Oh wait, no, that's an attack, isn't it?
Ooh, only an 8.
one. That's an ability check.
I'm
I
gonna.
don't.
Yeah.
I don't. Cause I don't. I think bless is only attack rolls and saving throws, right?
Yep.
No.
So
Guidance would be ability checks.
Yeah,
Alright.
but
So
I'm assuming an 8 fails, right?
an 8 fails, yeah. He's just nervously looking around. He gets grabbed. He is starting to look very panicked.
Why do you hide your
Why?
true nature here?
Okay. Let's see. Alright. It's his turn. I'm not fleeing for my safety. Leave me alone if you want to live. As
Sounds like
he
it's
is just struggling against the grip. He is going to try and... well, let's see. I'm going to give him a d20 roll to see... Or, no, a percentage. He has a 50% chance. He's just going to do the thing.
Oh, the thing.
The thing.
Okay, he doesn't do the thing this time.
Oh,
Oh.
This time.
no thing.
So instead, he is
no
just
thing
going...
yet, I guess.
This time.
Yeah. So instead, he is just going to attempt a strength check to break free from Dion's grip. Go ahead and roll another athletics check.
Oh.
Okay, he keeps the grip. All right. With that, we move to the next turn. Ident.
Right. He's gonna come in a little closer and take the dodge action.
You are going to dodge. Okay.
Just, yeah, that's all.
Kozak, you're up.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I go up here and I ask him, or I tell him, you were protecting something at home, but there are things far worse than us that are out for you now. But what are you?
Go ahead and make another persuasion check.
All right. I'm gonna, it fails. I'm gonna chronal shift.
All right.
Oh!
Hey!
Hey!
Not 20.
Let's see if he believes he can trust you fully. Well, no, that's definitely enough to sway him to talk. Let's see. All right. I avoid the town because of my affliction.
Curse.
Lycanthropy. And you do well to avoid me if you don't want to be bitten and torn to shred. I just want to live peacefully if you'll just leave me alone.
Yeah. The problem is I believe you. I don't think you're our problem. All right.
Oh.
I have one more thing. That fellow that you do work with, Banner.
What about him?
I don't know if the shroud follows him or it's over the town, but he has some sort of divination protection. Do you know anything about his token?
Yeah. He got it from a friend. Said it was, one of the dwarves.
Right. We've heard say that there's a fiend in town. You should move cautiously.
Like I don't already. Just talking to you about my affliction means I'm going to have to leave town, I get. If you'll give me the chance to run.
Well,
Izzy still kind of struggles against the grip.
very sorry to cause so much trouble then. I'm gonna look to to Selton and the others around and be like, I don't think we need to deal with this any further.
Dayan will
is
nod
there-
and let him go.
Alright.
I
Just
guess
kinda
we'll
like-
let our guy then.
Pushes off and say, yeah, I will say we are out of initiative since it no longer seems you are aggressive.
One thing, because we've been such a problem. If I'm training to be a powerful spellcaster, if I find a way to deal with curses and afflictions such as that, and I find you again, I will let you know.
If you can undo this curse, sure. But I doubt it.
Excuse me, sir. If I
I assume you approach so you
Yeah,
can talk.
yeah. I walk up.
All right.
Dude, what? Banner,
What?
Banner, have you known him long?
Yeah. He helped me with my situation.
Why? Why does he do that? Why help?
He keeps my secret.
Yeah, but why?
Good kid,
It
I
does-
guess. He's a half-elf. They're used to not being accepted in places. He probably, I don't know, figured we were kindred spirits. I don't know what goes through his head. I keep telling him to leave me alone, honestly.
Is there any way that we can convince you to stay in town and keep conversing with him for a day or two? Or are you just going?
If my secret is revealed,
I understand. That was a foolish question. How, if you don't mind my asking, how did you come by this affliction? Did someone pass it on to you, or
I was cursed at a young age.
cursed by what? Was it something that just happened to you, or do you know the reason
Most people
why?
don't like talking about how their family died.
That's,
I'm not interested in talking about it.
Yeah. Sultan, we can show a little respect at this point, at the very least.
What do you know about this Banner fellow?
Good kid. Gets his head gets in over his head a lot. Real friendly, like. Talks a lot with the guards. A few others outside of them. He's elfkin. Not many of them are accepted. So he makes do. He does a good job for his lot in life. Kind of shrugs and fits in. Easily used, admittedly.
It's the problem, isn't it?
Do you know where we could find him?
I have one question for you.
Yes.
Has there been any amount of change in his behavior lately?
He's been getting a lot more coin. Of course, he always pays me as I'd like. Copper doesn't burn like the silver. I don't know. Said he made a new friend. Advisor for business practices, though I haven't seen him do anything other than sell the meats I get. I don't spend much time in town.
He calls his token a good luck charm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Says it's supposed to keep him safe.
I think it does, but I also think it puts him in more danger somehow.
As I know.
All right.
Am I free to go?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very sorry about the way this all turned out, but
Yeah, sorry for dropping you to the ground.
Yeah. Alright. He just starts to make his way up the hill and kind of trudges along, actively watching the road behind, the path behind him as he makes his leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything about the situation stunk of lycanthropy. I didn't think he was a fiend, and I don't think someone afflicted with lycanthropy would be called an outsider. I think our real target was this Banner Fellow's new friend.
I think we have a much bigger and more complicated problem than we thought we did.
Yes. Well, should we go back and down and wait for Banner to show up at the tavern again?
Yeah. What should our plan of action be? Because we can do something as simple as asking him about it and telling him that there's possibly something wrong with the nature of his new ally. Or we could be subtler than that, because if it is a fiend and it has convinced him so thoroughly that it's a friend, then just talking about it might not be so easy.
Wonder if it's the other way around.
That he's the fiend and this new ally is...
Yes, that's exactly it. Yeah. I just... Why invested in the lycanthrope? That doesn't make any sense to me. That doesn't make any sense for any normal man to do that.
I mean, he gets the trade, the kills, and seems cheap. Pays him in copper, just enough to get by, right? Helps him blend in.
Maybe. I don't know.
Might be something to do
I
with...
don't know. Do I know anything really more about lycanthropy than just...
I'd say you can make an Arcana check. I can't say that the details will be useful, though.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It turns people into... it apparently is an affliction where people turn into beasts, known for killing even their closest friends. Nasty thing. Supposedly can be controlled, but most can't.
And apparently it's... Huh. I'm curious.
Yeah.
Because...
It is difficult to cure as well.
It just...
And
Oh,
no.
sorry. It just... I'm so terribly curious, because I always thought you had to get bit by lycanthrope to turn into one, but that doesn't sound like the story he had.
Well, he did mention that he was talking about the death of his family. Could be the lycanthrope attack. He was bitten but not killed. Ended up the way he is now, right?
Oh, I didn't think about that, yeah. That could always be the case.
Yeah, it could be. Could be dark ritual, other direct curses, something like that. Could have been more and was lying to us, but
it simply makes me curious. If Banner is a fiend, do you think he has any part in that?
in the curse?
Yeah. Yes.
No, I don't think lycanthropy is born from fiendish place. If the would likely be more subtle than that.
Honestly, I've never. I have never even met one before. That was, dude.
Well, the thing is that I might not be as knowledgeable about lycanthropy, but I am knowledgeable about fiendish influence, and that did not look like it. At least in for that fellow. Banner, on the other hand, is a different story.
It's the coming into wealth.
Yeah, it is. He said he's been here a while. Like, this is Banner's home. It makes me think it's more likely that it's not Banner that is the fiend here.
Could be. Probably. I mean, all signs seem to point that direction, but... Well... Do you think we're safe to head back to town?
I think you are.
Oh, I was...
I would be fine with heading back in town.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm good.
So you head back to a town. Returning to town, do you go to the Red Drink, or do you go somewhere else?
I don't know if we have anywhere else to go. We don't know where Banner went, so might as well head back to the tavern and spend a bit of time
Alright.
deliberating.
So...
I can see if I can
1, 2,
track
3,
him
4,
from
5.
this. We know where he was.
Yeah, we weren't out of the city too long. That didn't take too.
It-
So maybe we should follow these recent tracks here.
It's not a big city, is it?
No. You didn't get, I'd say about... By the time you had stopped him, you would have probably been about 10 minutes out. Far enough away that they won't be spotting you quite. Especially with the hills and trees at that point. So about another 10 so minutes, so not much time has passed when you return.
Then I don't think that's a bad idea at all, Wolfchild. We should try and track him if we can.
Okay.
Okay. So, as you return to the road where you last saw him, go ahead and give us a survival check.
I will go ahead and add sage advice to that for... Yeah, I don't remember what bonus,
Alright.
how much that is.
Sage advice, I believe, is your proficiency added on top.
Oh, not very much, but still, it helps.
So
14.
A 14. Okay. Gotta check it. Okay. Okay. I think I remember how that works. All right. So 14. Hasn't been long. It is a bit muddy, but it's also a bit well tracked. Say it's enough. Yeah. I was thinking the DC should be about 13, 14, so that should work about on the math. So when you return, you find his tracks having made their way back further into the living spaces. It's a little tricky to figure out what specific where he went at first. Kind of follow around it. Takes you a few hours of time before you eventually happen upon what seems to be a household. I've got to remember what it was. It's just a tiny little house. It seems completely abandoned. There seems to be no light and his tracks seem to leave here. Since it does take you a few hours to finally find the exact location he goes, I'd say about 2, you do notice that his tracks go into the small house and then leave. Beyond that, you can either choose to try and follow his previous tracks or check out the household. But we will be ending the session here.
All right.
Alrighty.
Because we're getting close to 30 minutes over time. And I do like to try and stick to our schedule. So, there we go.